Well, good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Happy New Year. Welcome to the Piedmont Unitarian Universalist Church. Piedmont UU sits on the traditional lands of the Catawba, the Kiowa, and the Sugaree peoples. My name is Cosette Blackmer, and I am the worship assistant for Reverend Dr. Amy Rio this morning. We are a flourishing, vibrant, and radically welcoming congregation which promotes diversity, inclusion, and growth, as well as spiritual development, and a deep sense of community for all who join us. We hope our liberal religious values will challenge you to join us as a community that lives boldly and acts justly. To all our visitors and members, we are very glad that you're here in person or with us online, and we hope that we see you again. Your presence is truly a gift to us. I would like at this time to invite Sue up to share with us about the social action.
Good morning. I want to remind everyone that our Share the Plate partner this month is Common Cause, in keeping with our first quarter theme of democracy and civil rights. In addition, your Social Action Committee has chosen the People's Rally in Charlotte as our activity to support this theme. The People's Rally in Charlotte, in alignment with the National People's March in Washington, D.C., will be held on January 18th. I'll share their stated purpose here, and I invite you to see me or Sandy after service to sign up to join us. Those who do will receive an email to sign up for the rally, and we'll work together on carpools, light rail routes, whatever we need to do to get us there. We all march for different reasons, but we march for the same cause, to defend our rights and our future. If you believe that decisions about your body should remain yours, that books belong in libraries, not on bonfires, that healthcare is a right, not a privilege for the wealthy. If you believe in the power of free speech and protest to sustain democracy, or if you want an economy that works for the people who power it, then this march is for you. The People's March is about one thing: our power. It's a bold demonstration of the resilience of resistance. We march to unite the people who've been the backbone of resistance for generations, and to welcome even more. We march to remind civil servants they answer to us. We march to inspire, energize, and drive change long after the day is done. This is our moment to remind Washington elites and Americans everywhere where the power truly lives, with the people. Let's make it count. On behalf of your Social Action Committee, I thank you for helping us do together what we could never do alone.
Thank you, Sue. For other important information about our vibrant community, please see your order of service, or if you are on our email list, please check our monthly newsletter and weekly announcements. Whatever brought you to this place at this time, we welcome you. May you find something that you need, and may you leave richer than when you arrived. Richer in spirit than when you arrived.
We light our first chalice of the year today as a community. We invite light into our space, knowing that its warmth fills our hearts and our journeys. This chalice, the symbol of our faith, is the fire that guides us throughout today and throughout each day of this upcoming year. I invite you now to please join me in singing the words, lighting of our chalice, the symbol of our faith.
Search for justice, may we be loving, and in love.
I invite you now to please rise in body or spirit for our call to worship found in your bulletin. Out of the flames of fear, we rise with courage of our deepest convictions to stand for justice, inclusion, and peace.
Out of the flames of scrutiny, we rise to proclaim our faith with hope to heal a fractured and hurting world.
Out of the flames of doubt, we rise to embrace the mystery, wonder, and awe of all there is and all that is yet to be.
Out of the flames of faith, we rise to the force of love, love that celebrates our shared humanity.
Out of the flames we rise. Our opening hymn is found in our gray hymnal, number 360, Here We Have Gathered. Please be seated. Invite any of our little ones to come forward for the time for all ages with Miss Madia.
Good morning and Happy New Year. I'll try that again. I hope you guys have had a wonderful winter holiday time, and I'm really excited to see you all here because today is the first day of our new theme. You might not know this, but each month we have a different theme that we talk about here, and the theme for the month of January is story. And we're talking about how we're all made of stories and how we get to write our own story for who we are and who we want to be. And since it's the beginning of a new year, oftentimes at the beginning of a new year, people create what's called New Year's resolutions. Have you heard of that before? Yes, some of you have? So a New Year's resolution is what? Do you know? You've heard of it? That's fine. That's fine. Hearing of something is the first way to learn about something, right? If you've never heard of it before, you can't learn what it is. So a New Year's resolution is a goal that you set for yourself to learn a new thing or grow as a person. Sometimes we want to develop a certain skill, or we want to challenge ourselves to do something different than we normally do. For example, my New Year's resolution is to save a little bit of money each month so then my husband and I can go on a vacation. And so that is challenging me because I like to go to Starbucks and buy coffee, but my challenge is I'm going to do that less. And every time I want to go to Starbucks but I don't, I'm going to take that money and I'm going to save it instead for my vacation. And I won't be able to pay for a whole vacation by doing that, but I'll be able to have some nice money put aside that can go toward the vacation. And since it is a new year, I have something very new and exciting for you that I put together. They're journals. I put together these journals. You can each have one. Here you go. These journals are for you to think about your year and your story about yourself. The story you make about yourself. And you can either come up with your New Year's resolution and draw a picture of it or write about it. And then throughout the year, you can check your journal and see how you're doing with your New Year's resolution. So maybe your New Year's resolution is, I'm going to make my bed every morning without having to be told. That's a good goal to have. Look, when I was your age, I didn't want to do it either, but now that I'm an adult, I do it all the time, and it makes me feel really good, so who knows? But that's just an example, right? You get to create your own. And throughout the year, you can write about how you're doing with your goal, and you can reflect on it. And sometimes we don't achieve our goals, and that's okay. Sometimes we set a goal, and we're working at it, and we just don't quite reach it. And that's okay, because the whole point of a goal is for you to be working towards something. And if you don't reach your goal, that's when it's important to look at it and say, okay, what did I do? What worked? What didn't I do? What didn't work? And how can I change that so then it will work next time I try? Do you have a question about that? Oh, yes. The reason why it is blank is because I want you to make it look like whatever you want. So pictures, colors, stickers, whatever you want your journal to look like, it is yours. That is why I gave it to you. You get to take it home, and it is yours to keep. All right? So. Good, I'm glad you love to color. That's great. Today, we are going to go into the RE room, and we're going to continue talking about story and how we are the main characters of our story. All right, so let's get up and let's go.
So each first Sunday of January, we observe Fire Communion. This is our annual ritual where we take the prayer cards, which all of you have been writing on throughout this year and are on our prayer stand. We take those and we burn them to release all the things which we have thought about in this past year and which have been on our hearts. And then after that, we will bless the blank cards that we'll be writing on for this upcoming year, to bless and to hold sacred the things that we will write, which are times of joy or celebration or concerns, things that we hold dear to us. Now, the way we will do this is we're going to, Cosette has set up a wonderful little station outside so we can pay attention to fire code and things like that. So we're going to have this door open, and you can take a card or maybe two, because we do have a lot up there, and take it outside. And right here behind me is the cauldron, and Cosette will help us burn those. We'll just place it there to burn in that, and then we ask that you enter back through this door. And maybe if I can have someone just either prop that door or hold that. I see some good candidates, thank you, to help out with that over there. Cosette is going to burn the first few cards for us. And just as you feel called to do so, I invite you to come forward along this far wall, take a couple cards, and to go forth and to help burn away the things of this past year. as we have seen all the concerns, joys, and moments which fill our hearts last year burn away, let us give thanks for how Spirit was with us during those days and continues to be with us and guide us. Let us give thanks for the movement of time, for new beginnings as the past dissolves into smoke. May what we release here be gone from our spirits and cease to trouble us. May we be relieved and renewed, ever mindful that love is always more powerful than fear, and that compassion is the key to freedom from resentment. Now at this time, we are beginning anew. We are allowing space in our hearts and our lives for all things new, knowing that whatever comes during this year and the years to come, whatever comes, love, grace, community will be here with us and will help guide us. So Gazette has our blank cards here in the basket, the ones we will write on this year. This new year is yet unwritten. We ourselves will fill these cards with what touches our hearts in the coming days. Let these cards be used for sacred purposes, blessing all who touch them, and blessing those whose challenging and joyful moments will be contained on those spaces. May it be so. We are now entering to our time for ritual and sacred sharing, where we share joys and sorrows, concerns, and milestones. For this week, we light a candle first for this new year, a new year where we will continue to lead with love and work towards justice and peace in this world. We light a candle of congratulations for Mindy and Mindy's new fiance, Jess. They got engaged on Christmas Day, so congratulations. We light a candle with ongoing thanks for little Remy, one of our little ones, who is home from his heart surgery and is doing well. So we're so grateful for that. We light a candle for our country, that we may reach out with love, compassion, and justice for all people. For everyone impacted by Hurricane Helene and the ongoing recovery efforts. For the relief of the people of Gaza. For all areas of violence around the world, including Haiti, the Sudan, the Middle East, and the war in Ukraine. Now at this time, you are invited to come forward as you feel called to do so. You may fill out a prayer card to place on the prayer stand. You may light your own candle of joy or concern, or place a stone in our shared water together. I invite you to come forward along the far wall. We now light a few more candles for the things we hold in our hearts which remain unspoken, and also for those who are joining us virtually to honor what is in their hearts as well. At this time, I invite us into a time of silence, a time for quiet rest, meditation, or prayer. And during this time, I invite you to settle into your seats, to deepen your breath, and to close your eyes if that feels comfortable. And as your breath deepens and you become more settled, imagine there is a glow of fire at the very center and the core of your being. Let that fire burn away the old things of the past that you no longer need. And let that fire invite in the future and who you are called to be.
Our wisdom reading this morning is To Come Home to Yourself by John Donahue. May all that is unforgiven in you be released. May your fears yield their deepest tranquilities. May all that is unlived in you blossom into a future graced with love.
So here we are, again at the beginning of a new year. Now I know that many of you are like me, that you've been inundated with emails, social media ads, ads while you're scrolling through the news, ads on television, news articles, and perhaps even questions by people you encounter about what kind of resolutions you have for this year, or what do you hope to do differently this year. I was watching some TV yesterday and I thought, if I see one more ad about some weight loss drug, I'm going to scream, right? This is the time of year. Everyone is trying to, all the people who are trying to earn money are trying to get us hooked into the new thing about how we're going to be new year, new you. So we might have been inundated with this information. It might be something about starting an eating or exercise routine. It might be resolutions about mental or emotional health and wellness. I know the app I like to use for guided meditations is like, set a new goal for this year, 7 days in a row, things like that. It might be establishing habits about how we spend our time. I ran across an article a couple days ago from 3 different men who were talking about how we could use our time more wisely. And as I was reading this is their full-time careers. They all have wives at home who are taking care of the home and cooking and cleaning, things like that. And I thought, well, that's not who I want to tell me how to spend my time more wisely, because I don't have that. So we are all inundated, right? Everyone has some idea about how we can improve ourselves. Whatever it is, this time of year seems to be one that our society tells us to remake or improve ourselves. Now with Fire Communion today, it's a good day to think about what we want to burn away from the past, and then what is new and life-giving that we want to invite into our lives. And since this month's theme is story, it's the perfect day to think of the stories that we need to let go and the stories that we want to welcome into our journeys. What stories have we told ourselves over the years about who we are? What stories have we let others impose on us about who we think we should be? Have we told ourselves that we're not good enough or smart enough? That perhaps others are more capable? Or even that we're not worthy of love and respect? Now, a number of years ago, I was when my son was a toddler, and I was talking with another mom who also had a toddler. And many of you have been through this. When a child gets to a talkative age, they start to say things that you yourself have been saying that you had no idea you were saying, right? So I had no idea. I had a big habit of saying, "I'll tell you what," until my son kept pointing his finger and saying that to me all the time. And this newish mom started hearing her toddler say, "Oh, that was stupid. that was stupid. It's like, oh, we don't say stupid. She's talking about this. And then she realized that as she was talking to herself, anytime she made a mistake or maybe things didn't go exactly what she was anticipating or hoping, she was talking to herself saying, oh, that was a stupid thing to do. She had been for years telling herself this story that what she was doing, simple ways that we go about life, was stupid. It was an old story she had told herself for years, but it was the presence of her child who was a catalyst for putting that old and false story to bed and claiming a new story for herself. Now, our society likes to play stories on us, as we see witnessed by all the advertising we're being hit with right now at this time of year. And our society likes to play stories on us, oftentimes just based on superficial appearance. People make assumptions about us based on the way we look. Now, I don't get this as I used to 30 years ago as a young minister. Oh, no, you couldn't be a minister. You don't look like a minister. And I knew what they meant was I was a female, so I didn't look like a minister. But we've all had that happen to us. People have made assumptions based upon superficial information about us, and they thought they knew our story. Others will try to define us. Others in our society will tell us who they think we should be, how we should act, what we should look like, what jobs we should have, or even who we should love. But others in our society, they do not define who we are. They do not tell us what our story is. We are truly the authors of our own story. We are the ones who are meant to define ourselves. We all have that inner divine light within us that burns so brightly. And that inner wisdom is far greater than any story that someone else might try to impose on us. Now, I do want to offer one caveat, though. There are times we need to listen to others, because there are times we have difficulty hearing our own inner divine wisdom. I'll never forget, as a young college student, and I was a religion major and thinking I would just get a PhD and be a college professor or seminary professor. And my two main religion professors were older, white, straight men. And I think older, they were probably actually younger than I am right now, but, at the time, gray hair, I was just thinking, imposing my own story on them, right? So these two professors, Dr. Hull and Dr. Tatum, they continued to encourage me and to try to open my eyes in ways that I did not want them to be open. And they said, Amy, you really should think about ordained ministry. They saw gifts in me that I could not see in myself at that time. Now, I'd never met a woman who was a minister because there just weren't that many back then, and there were none in that geographical location where I was. So they went out of their way to bring clergy women from far away to come and sit down and talk with me, hoping that I could see myself reflected in some of these amazing women that I met. Sometimes others who are companions of our spirit, who are with us in love, can open our hearts to stories about ourselves which we just cannot quite envision yet. Now, on this Fire Communion Sunday, we are burning away the old false stories we have told about ourselves. This year, let us claim who we are and who we are called to be by that inner divine light. This is important work, not just for our own individual spiritual journeys, but also for the spiritual stories and journeys of our faith community here at Piedmont UU Church. Also for the stories and journeys of our society and our world, and even for the universe and the cosmos. Now I have a question. Did any of you in the recent weeks do a rewatch, or maybe for the first time, the old holiday classic movie, It's a Wonderful Life? Anyone watch that? Yeah, a few people. And if you've not seen it, give you the very short rundown. It's an old black and white movie classic where Jimmy Stewart plays George Bailey. He is a man who has found himself in dire circumstances. As he is struggling with just life-changing, very critical circumstances, he wishes he had never been born. And so an angel named Clarence, which I think may be my favorite part of the movie, actually, an angel named Clarence. Clarence comes to him to help him. He's trying to earn his wings, so he needs to help someone. And so he shows George what the world, what his community, his loved ones would be like if he had never existed. His one life, George Bailey's one life, and so many tiny and also much larger, much more significant ways, was a vitally important part of the cosmic story, spreading love and grace and joy. The ripple effects of what he had done, even things that he considered insignificant, those ripple effects were far-reaching, even to other continents, just like our own lives are. Astronomer and planetary scientist Carl Sagan wrote in his seminal work, Cosmos, these words: "Every one of us is, in the cosmic perspective, precious. Every one of us is, in the cosmic perspective, precious. If a human disagrees with you, let him live. In 100 billion galaxies, you will not find another." Each one of us, we are all stardust, fueling the cosmos. We are precious, and our stories, who we are, that matters. It impacts people in so many huge ways that we don't even know about. Our stories, our lives, they change the world for the better in an infinite number of ways we will never know or comprehend in this lifetime. Our story is part of the cosmic story. So this year, let's burn away the old stories, the old false stories we've told about ourselves, and let's claim the new story that the universe wants us to embrace. May it be so. Blessed be. Amen.
Thank you, Ann. Now let there be an offering to strengthen this place which is sacred to so many of us, a community of memory and of hope, for now we are the keepers of the dream. This month we are sharing our offering plate with Common Cause. Common Cause North Carolina is a nonpartisan grassroots organization dedicated to upholding the core values of American democracy. They work to create open, honest, and accountable government that serves the public interest, promotes equal rights, opportunity, and representation for all, and empower all people to make their voices heard in the political process. This morning, we ask that you place your gift in the baskets as they make their way around the room, and you are always welcome to give online at puuc.org or by texting PUUC at the number 73256. Today's offering will now gratefully be received.
We give thanks for your generous gifts, which enable our church to continue to still tell the story of love, justice, and peace for all. I invite you now to please rise in body or spirit for our closing hymn. It's found in your teal hymnal, number 1028, Fire of Commitment. Now, before we extinguish our chalice, I offer thanks for all the many volunteers who helped make our worship service possible. I also ask before you leave today if you can take your hymnals and place them on the cart near the piano. That's always a big help. Now let's do as we do each Sunday in this spirit of thanksgiving and this sacred moment together. Let us give thanks either with words or in our hearts for the things for which we are grateful today.
I'm grateful to have found on the stand up here when I was going out to Burnley a note about my dog that I lost. And it just was such a good reminder for me.
Yeah, just to find your own prayer card from last year. Yeah, thank you, Gail. Yeah.
Thankful for new beginnings.
For new beginnings.
I'm thankful for all the stories.
Yes, all the stories.
I'm thankful Reverend Amy became a minister.
Oh, well, thank you, Sue. So for those virtually, Sue, and especially if my mom is watching later on, she is, because Mom will be, Sue is thankful that I became a minister. So thank you. And I'm so thankful to be here in this wonderful place to be in ministry. So.
I'm thankful for the work of the social action group in our church. That is a big part of what we do.
Yeah, absolutely. Vitally important work the social action team is doing. Yes. So. Well, we give thanks for all these things and so much more which we hold in our hearts this morning. Now, during this sacred time together, the fire of our chalice and the fire of our hearts has burned and refined the things which hinder our sacred journey and which prevent us from telling our story. We now go forth, refined and burnished by sacred fire, ready to meet the challenges and the opportunities of this upcoming year. Let us go forth singing our story of hope and love so that all the world may hear. Amen. We now extinguish our chalice, but we carry its light, its warmth, and its meaning with us until we meet again. Let us go in peace, believe in peace, create peace wherever we may wander. May it be so. Now for our closing song, we form a circle. You may hold hands if you would like to do so, or you may simply place your hands on your heart.